Hello students, I think your online classes are going well. Stay healthy and fit at your homes. Use mobile as much as it is needed. I am Sandhi Nanda and today I am going to teach you GK. As I told you in previous video, in week 2 we will start from page number 12. But before starting, I want to revise your previous chapters. I hope these chapters are clear to you all and you have completed that chapters in your notebook or in your book. Those who are not having textbook, they can write the answers in their notebook and they can learn. So in previous video I told you some mythbusters about ostrich, frog, elephant, smartest bird, and in next chapter I told you about the fishes, about the animals, about the slithering stunners which have some special type of characteristics and some special type of reptiles. Now we are moving on to our next chapter, that is the chapter number 7 on page number 12. In this chapter some special type of plants are given, so I am telling you the answers. First, a poisonous tree that is used for making rat poison. Answer, oleander. Second, a flower that is found in Kodaikanal, blooming once every 12 years. This question is very important. You can write important in this question. Question number 2, important. You can write in it. A flower that is found in Kodaikanal, blooming once every 12 years. Answer is Kurinji. Then the third, a plant that grows most rapidly. The answer is bamboo. The answer is bamboo. Fourth, a parasitic plant. Answer is Rafflesia. Then fifth, a prickly plant that can survive in dry places. Answer is cactus. Sixth, a plant that catches and digests insects. Answer is A, Venus flytrap. And then seventh, a plant that provides us wood which is used for making cricket bats. The answer is willow. I think this chapter is clear to you. I can show you some pictures. This is the picture of Rafflesia. This one is a picture of Rafflesia. And then we are moving on to our next chapter, that is chapter number 8, which is on page number 13. In it many useful plants are given and you have to identify these plants. You know it very well, when you are having cough and cold, mummy always said that drink tulsi tea. I will give you ginger and your throat will be okay. So these type of plants are called medicinal plants or useful plants. So some clues are given. You have to identify these kinds of plants in this chapter. First, the leaves of this plant have antiseptic properties that help in healing cuts and wounds. आंसर इज नीम. जब कहीं पर कट जाता है या कोई भी चोट लग जाती है तो इसका पेस्ट लगाया जाता है बिकॉज इट इज़ एंटीसेप्टिक इन नेचर. इट मीन्स इट स्टॉप्स द growing bacterias and bacterias are harmful for us, so it can stop the growing of the bacteria. Then the second one, this plant improve blood circulation and helps to relieve sore throats. I am telling you now, when you are having any type of cough and cold, mama said that ki I will give you ginger tea. So ginger always relieves from the sore throat. Second answer is ginger. Third, it helps to reduce cholesterol, high blood pressure and blood sugar levels. Answer is garlic. Fourth, it improves the appetite, lessens joint pains and helps in digestion. Answer is coriander. Coriander, it means dhania. Then fifth, oil extracted from the leaves of this tree is rubbed on the chest to relieve coughs and cold and is also used to prepare antibiotics. The answer is eucalyptus. ये प्लांट जो है इसकी लीफ से जो ऑयल निकलता है उसको हम कफ एंड कोल्ड के लिए चेस्ट पर लगा सकते हैं. यूकैलिप्टस, यू नो ना दैट विक्स, you applied Vicks when you are having cough and cold. So in Vicks that eucalyptus is mixed, oil of eucalyptus. Next, the leaves of this plant in reducing temperatures during fever and relieve itching from insect bites. Tulsi. Then seventh, it improves the functioning of the liver and heart and also help in reducing stomach aches. The answer is turmeric. It means haldi. 8. It helps in curing burns and joint pains. The answer is aloe vera because it provides coolness. सो इट अप्लाइज ऑन द बर्न्स. जब कहीं जल जाता है तो ये थोड़ा सा ठंडक देती है, इसलिए इसको अप्लाई करते हैं व्हेन देयर इज़ अ बर्न. Ninth one, oil extracted from the buds of this tree is used as a herbal medicine. Answer is clove. It means क्लोव मीन्स लौंग. इसका जो तेल है जब कहीं पर दर्द होता है तब लगाया जाता है, स्पेशली जब दांत में दर्द होता है. नेक्स्ट, 10th, this herb is taken to get relief from cold, flu and digestive problems. The answer is cinnamon. In Hindi it is called dalchini. It can be taken in cold, cough and flu. Then next, cooking oil is extracted from the seeds of this plant. The answer is mustard. 12th, oil taken from the pods of this plant is used to flavor milkshake and ice creams. You know na, you when you go for bringing ice cream, you said to your mom, I will take vanilla flavor. So this plant is used to flavor ice cream. This is the vanilla plant. Then we are moving on to our next chapter, that is the chapter number 9, and in this chapter environmental hazards are given. Environmental hazards, you heard about the earthquakes and pollutions. So these are called environmental hazards that destroys the natural scenery of our earth. We should try to understand these hazards and make efforts to remove them. So we have to do we have some responsibilities to reduce these hazards. Always we do some things that can remove these hazards. So some hazards are given there. First answer is deforestation. Deforestation is the act of cutting down or burning the trees. You know very well, deforestation means cutting of the trees, which decreases the rainfall. Then second is oil spills. Second answer is oil spills into the ocean are accidentally caused by large tanker. Actually what happens, sometimes some ships carries oils, but accidentally these ships can sink into the water, and these oils can mix into the seawater and spread water pollution. This is called oil spills. Third, water pollution, you know very well, generally caused by sewage, agrochemicals and industrial waste. Then these wastes mixes into water. These causes water pollution. Next, fourth one is soil pollution. It is caused by the uses of pesticides and herbicides. When we use manures, it means when we use पेस्टिसाइड्स, इन हिंदी वी कैन से खाद. जब हम किसी भी मिट्टी में केमिकल्स वाली खाद को या पेस्टिसाइड्स को मिक्स करते हैं, इट कैन कॉज सॉइल पोल्यूशन इनटू द सॉइल एंड इट इज़ वेरी हार्मफुल फॉर द प्लांट्स. नेक्स्ट वन, एयर पोल्यूशन. It is mainly caused by factories, power stations. You know very well, air pollution, when the air is polluted by the factories smoke. Then the next one is noise pollution. This is an unwanted sound and disrupts the environment. Noise pollution means unpleasant sound which we can hear, like the horn of the cars, trucks, buses. These create noise pollutions. Next one, the greenhouse effect is caused by an increased amount of gases such as carbon dioxide in the air surrounding the earth, which trap the heat of the sun. Greenhouse effect, because of pollution many harmful gases are gathered in our atmosphere. So these gases create pollution, and this type of effect of gases is called greenhouse effect. And the last one is acid rain. It contains harmful chemicals from factory gases and damaged tree, crops and buildings. Today's rain is not pure because in rain some type of chemicals are mixed. So this type of rain in which various acids and various harmful chemicals of factories are mixed, this type of rain is called acid rain, and this rain is harmful for trees, crops and buildings. I think it is clear to you. Now we are moving on to our next chapter, that is protecting wildlife. You know very well about the sanctuaries, about the national parks. National parks and wildlife sanctuaries are those in which the animals can be protected in the natural environment. So here are the name of some sanctuaries or park, and the states are given in which they are situated, the parks and sanctuaries and the name of the states in which these sanctuaries are situated. And this chapter is very important. Learn this chapter by heart because many questions can come from this chapter, and matching can also come from this chapter, and this chapter can also come in the form of the questions. It is not compulsory, only matching will come. Okay, first you can write the answer in front of the centuries. It will be easy for you. So the first, Achan Achankamar Sanctuary, Chhattisgarh. Second, Bandipur National Park, Karnataka. Third, Durdhba National Park, Uttar Pradesh. Fourth, Ghana Bird Sanctuary, Rajasthan. Fifth, Gir Forest, Gujarat. Sixth, Jharkhand. 7. Jim Corbett National Park, Uttarakhand. 8. Kanha National Park, Madhya Pradesh. 9. Kaziranga National Park, Assam. 10th Manas Sanctuary, also in Assam. 11th Periyar Sanctuary, Kerala. 12th Ranthambore Sanctuary, Rajasthan. 13 Sariska National Park, also in Rajasthan. Then 14 Sultanpur Bird Sanctuary in Haryana, and the last one Sundarban Sanctuary is in West Bengal. Now we are moving on to the next chapter, and that chapter is environment place. Actually, some campaigners are there who have taken the questions about the environmental issues, or who draw attention about the some environmental issues or environmental problems. So some questions are given about the environment and the campaigners of the environment. So you have to write the answer. First one, which primary federal agency works to protect the environment? So the answer is Environmental Protection Agency. Again I am telling you because it is not clear in picture. Environmental Protection Agency. Second, who launched a campaign named Chipko Andolan to save the woods? So the answer is Sundar Lal Bahuguna. Sundar Lal Bahuguna. Third, which gas is primarily responsible for causing the greenhouse effect? Answer is carbon dioxide. Fourth, in which state of India is Silent Valley National Park situated? Answer is Kerala. Answer is Kerala. Fifth, who founded the Beauty Without Cruelty Society? Answer is Muriel Dowding. Remind the spelling: Murieldowding. Mind the spelling. Spelling should be correct. Next, sixth one. Which Indian personality said, "Earth has enough for everyone's need, not enough for anyone's greed"? Answer is Mahatma Gandhi. Next, seventh. What is the full form of CNG? Compressed natural gas. Next, write two major efforts to save the ozone layer. Two major efforts to save the ozone layer. So you have to write Vienna Convention. I am telling you spelling because it is not clear. Vienna, VIENNA, Vienna Convention, and Montreal Protocol. Montreal Protocol. Next, which Kenyan environmentalist won the Nobel Prize in 2004? Ninth answer is Wanagiri Maathai. Wanagiri, I am writing the spelling. Wanagiri Maathai. Wanagiri, Vanagiri, Mathau, Mathai, it is Mathai, Mathai. This is the answer of question number 9. Next, 10th, what is the full form of UNICEF? You can write the United National Conference on Environment and Development. The United National Conference on Environment and Development. Next, with what is the Kyoto Protocol concerned? You can write prevention of climate change due to global warming. Prevention of climate change due to global warming. Next one, which factor is primarily responsible for the extinction of animal species? So the answer is loss of habitat. Loss of habitat. Now we are moving on to the activity. India has achieved a manifold increase in the production of food grains. Green revolution. There are some revolution which are related with the increasing productivity of some food products like the food grains, milk products. So in this chapter we will study that revolutions. These agriculture revolutions in the country have made India not only self-sufficient in food but also a food surplus nation. So first of all, we are studying about the white revolution. So you have to learn these chapter by heart. This is very important, and especially you have to learn who gave this revolution, or who started, or who is the father of this kind of revolution. So first we are starting with the white revolution. This revolution is also known as the Operation Flood, and it resulted in making India the world largest producer of milk. By this revolution, the world largest producer of the milk and products. Gujarat based cooperative Anand Milk Union Limited, often called Amul. You can write this question also. What is the full form of Amul? What is the full form of Amul? Full form of Amul. So the full form of Amul is Anand Milk Union Limited. This question can come, and often was the engine behind the success of the program, and in turn become a mega company based on the cooperative approach. This is the biggest company of milk in India who supports this revolution. Then the next one is green revolution. The introduction of high yielding variety of seeds after 1965 increased the use of fertilizers and irrigations brought about the green revolution, which boosted crop production to make India self-sufficient in food grains. You know very well that India is a agricultural country. But after independence their agricultural growth is very poor. So in 1965 government gives some measures and some supports to the farmers. They started one revolution, that is the green revolution. According to this revolution, they provide fertilizers, chemicals and seeds to farmers at a very reasonable rate, so that they can increase the production of the crops. So this is called the green revolution, and by this revolution the crop production is boosted after 1965, and India is the second largest wheat producing country in the world. Next one is the blue operation. This operation is about the fish production in small ponds and water bodies. India's fisheries sector, which 50 years ago produced only 6 lakh tons of fish, today produces 5 million tons. This revolution supports the fish production. So they give some special type of food, some special type of material to the fishermen, so that they can increase the production of fishes in the small ponds and in the small rivers. And in last before 50 years, this production is 6 lakh tons of fish, but today this is the 5 million tons of fish. Now the next one is yellow revolution. This revolution is about the mustard seeds, you know na, sarso. So this is called yellow revolution. This is for mustard seeds, because oil seeds and advanced cultivation techniques nearly doubled oil seed production by the technology mission on oil seed. This is known as yellow revolution. This revolution has reduced India's oil seed imports. Now next one is golden revolution. This revolution is about the fruits and vegetables. During this revolution, India has to increase the production of their fresh fruits and vegetables. So India has emerged as the second largest producer of fresh fruits and vegetables, and presently larger exporter. It means on the number one position for exporting spices and cashew. A total of 460 high yielding varieties and hybrids of horticulture crops have been developed. I think it is clear to you. Now I'm telling you some special personalities who give rise to these revolution. I told you na, white revolution. So these white revolution is supported or started by a architect called Verghese Kurian. His work has won him the Padma Vibhushan, Ramon Magsaysay Award, and Community Leadership, the Carnegie-Whitler World Peace Prize, and the World Food Prize. So two questions can come from this page. First question can be, who is the father of the white revolution? So you can write Verghese Kurian. And second question, how many prizes, and or you can say which prizes Verghese Kurian won by his work. So you can write Padma Vibhushan, Ramon Magsaysay Award, Community Leadership, and Carnegie-Whitler World Peace Prize, and the World Food Prize. Then the second one is the Medha Patkar. She is an Indian social activist known for her role in Namda Bachao Andolan. Medha Patkar is one of the recipients of Right Livelihood Award for the year 1991. Medha Patkar is the environmentalist, and she received the 1999 M.A. Thomas National Human Rights Award from Vigil India Movement. So you can write, who is the social activist who gave her role in Namda Bachao Andolan? The answer is Medha Patkar. Then the third one is Sundar Lal Bahuguna. Sundar Lal Bahuguna is also an environmentalist who live in Uttarakhand. Actually, what happened in hills, one time one foresters went there and they said कि we are having the order from the government that we have to cut the trees, but Sundar Lal Bahuguna wants to save the trees. So they started a movement. That movement is called Chipko movement. In this movement, all the villagers are hugged the trees when the foresters come to cut that trees. जब वहाँ पर foresters उन trees को cut करने के लिए आए तो बहुत सारे villagers जो थे उन trees को जाकर चिपक गए और कहने लगे कि हम इन ट्रीज़ को नहीं काटने देंगे, और वो तब तक चिपके रहे उन ट्रीज़ से जब तक वहाँ पर से फॉरेस्टर्स चले नहीं गए और उस फॉरेस्ट को काटने की जो परमिशन थी वो कैंसिल नहीं हो गई. सो दिस मूवमेंट इज़ कॉल्ड चिपको आंदोलन एंड दिस मूवमेंट इज़ स्टार्टेड बाय द सुंदरलाल बहुगुणा. द नेक्स्ट वन इज स्टीव इरविन. The crocodile hunter was an Australian television personality, wildlife expert, and the conservationist. Irwin died on September 2006 after being fatally pierced in the chest by a stingray bird while filming in Australia's Great Barrier Reef. Steve Irwin is a famous wildlife personality who researches on the wildlife. So these are the some special personalities and some special revolutions. Now question answers. So you can write these answers in front of the question, or you can fill these answers in the crossword also. First is, India is today the largest exporter of spices and cashew. Third, an activist of Namda Bachao Andolan. Answer is Medha Patkar. Fourth, the leader of the Chipko movement. I told you, Sundarlal Bahuguna. Sixth, the other name of white revolution. Answer is Operation Flood. Seventh, increase in production of seeds and use fertilizers is collectively known as Green Revolution. 8. The architect of white revolution in India. Answer is Verghese Kurian. And the 9th, blue revolution increased the production of fish. Then the down. Second, the largest Indian company for milk products, Amul. The famous crocodile hunter. The answer is the Stephen Irwin. So these are the answers of this activity. Now some info nuggets are also given, and this info nugget is also important. In 2016, the Norman Borlaug, popularly known as the father of India's Green Revolution, was awarded India's second highest civilian award, Padma Vibhushan. So you can write the question of this info nugget, that who is the father of India's Green Revolution? Who is the father of India's Green Revolution? The answer is Dr. Norman Borlaug. Or you can write one more question here, by which award India awarded Norman Borlaug, the father of India's Green Revolution? So the answer is Padma Vibhushan. This is your info nugget, and I think this is enough for today. In next video we will start from chapter number 12. Thank you and have a nice day.